Hi, my name is Shwetank and I am from the Opera Extensions team. In this video, we'll take a look at how to make extensions for Opera. Extensions are small programs that you can add to the browser to increase its functionality and to add to your browsing experience. You can download an extension by going to addons.opera.com, and over there you can find a range of extensions that will interest you, that will suit your needs. Just click on one that interests you. You'll go to its page, and over there's a button called Add to Opera. Just click on that and the extension will be installed. Now you might be wondering how to actually make an extension. Well, the good news is that extensions in Opera are made with standard web technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All you need to do is to learn the extension APIs which hook into the different parts of the browser, and you'll be making great extensions in no time. Opera 15 and above is based on the Chromium project, which means Opera follows the Chromium model for extensions. We support a subset of the Chromestar APIs as well as our own APIs. For example, the Speed Dial API. Take a look at the documentation to learn more on the architecture overview. The documentation is at dev.opera.com/extension-docs. This is the place where you'll find all the documentation of the various extension APIs, as well as a bunch of tutorials to get you started on every aspect of the extension making process. I would especially recommend checking out the tutorials on the right hand side over here. These tutorials are often very detailed and have step-by-step explanations on how to use the extension APIs in various common use cases. They also have links to sample extensions so that you can actually see working code happening in an actual extension. So do check it out. The first thing I want you to check out when making Opera extensions is the extensions management page, which is this thing over here. It will list all of the extensions that you have installed. As you can see, we just installed the page capture extension, so it's listed over here. The one option that I want you to take a closer look at is the one on the top right called developer mode. Now if you click this, you'll get access to a few more features which will help you as a developer to make your extensions and to test them properly. Now let's open up our text editor to start coding up a simple extension. We already have a sample extension open up. Take a look at the various files on the left hand side. On the bottom though, you'll find a file called the manifest file, which I want you to focus on. Now the manifest file is a file which is required by every extension. It lists the various details about the extension. For example, the extension name, its description, the icons, and other details as well. The next file I want you to focus on is called the background script, background.js. Over here, this script is generally a very important script. Almost every extension will have some kind of background script, and the purpose of a background script is to coordinate tasks in the background, is to maintain a particular state. Usually in the background script, it's there that you interact with most of the extension APIs, which in turn interact with most of the various parts of the browser. So if you need to get anything done in the browser, you need to do it generally through the background script. You'll also find icons of various sizes listed over here. The largest one, the 128 by 128 one, is used for the add-ons page and during installation. The 48 by 48 one is used by the extensions management page, and the 16 by 16 one is used as a favicon for the extensions pages. And the one by default called icon.png is used in case you need to put an icon as a browser or a page action. Okay, so let's get back to our extension and make sure it's running all right. Let's open up the extensions management page. Since we have developer mode on, we can get some handy functionality alongside with it. You'll notice the option load unpacked extension. So let's just click that over here and select the extension root directory. Great. the extension has loaded. Now anytime you make a change to your extension, you can just hit reload and the extension will reload with your changes. Now what about debugging the extension? For example, inspecting the background script. Well, to do that, you can just click on the link in front of Inspect Views, and this will open up the developer tools. Once it's opened, you can just inspect the background script just like you do with any other piece of JavaScript. If you have a pop-up in your extension, you can just open up the pop-up, right-click, do Inspect Element. This will open up the developer tools and you can inspect it just like any other piece of HTML. Okay, so now when you're done debugging your extension and you're satisfied with it, the only thing left to do is to pack it up and submit it to the Opera add-on store. So how do you do this? You just click on Pack Extension, select the extension root directory, like so, and then click Pack Extension. This will create a .nex file for your extension. This is the actual extension file. And it will also create a file with the file extension as .pem. This is called the private key file. Make sure not to lose this private key file, as if you need to make any further updates to the extension, that file will be required. Now your final step is to submit your extension to the Opera add-on store. So how to do that? Just go to addons.opera.com, and over there on the right hand side, once you've signed in, of course, you'll find a link called developer. Just click on that and select upload extensions/themes. Once you do that, you'll find an option to upload your extension. Just go through the various steps in which you'll be required to list various details about your extension. Once you do that, your extension will be submitted to the moderation queue. The moderators will check your extension on whether it performs and whether it abides by the publishing guidelines. The publishing guidelines can be found on the documentation site over here. Once it's approved by the moderators, it will be available on the Opera add-on store. And that's it. I hope this gives you a useful overview on how to make extensions for Opera. If you have any questions, please check out the documentation at dev.opera.com/extension-docs, or ask a question on Stack Overflow and tag it with the tag Opera-extension. Cheers, and have a fun time developing Opera extensions.